Yeah, he does a great job. Just even tonight there, we're down by a lot, and he still has the crowd standing up. He does a great job for the Mammoth, and we love him. And I know when I came in as an opposing coach, it was a tough place to play, and Willie makes it even tougher.
He's basically the voice of this team, and if he wasn't there, the games would not be as much fun.
My impressions of Willie B. Well, I don't think that there's another game MC in the league that does the same job that Willie B does. He does an incredible job, and as you can see by the crowd tonight, those guys were yelling and screaming. With 1 minute left in the game, and in a game where a lot of them probably should have left, with the effort that we put out there tonight. So kudos to him. He kept everyone in the stands and keeps everyone excited. So he does a great job. He's the best in the league.
Well, it was 10 years ago. It was a great opportunity that Kyle Keefe, who was a game director at the time, and probably one of the best that's ever done it, he decided that Willie was the right guy, and he called him in and said, "Hey, this would be a great gig for you." And he gave him a VHS tape.
He listened to me on the radio. He goes, "I think I got a guy who might be able to bring some energy to the arena." And so Governor called me and asked me if I knew anything about lacrosse. I grew up in Kentucky and I didn't know a thing, literally. And this is how old it was. It's hard to believe, 10 years ago. But he handed me a VHS tape. And he goes, "Watch this and see if there's anything that you can contribute to the game." So I was like, all right. Literally 13 seconds into that greatest highlights reel of VHS tape, I stopped it, called Govit, and was like, yeah, I could do this. So I've been here ever since.
And that was fun. And certainly, just when he was dropped down from the rafters on in a harness, that was the funnest. Just tons of fun stuff he does. It's just fantastic.
I just kind of feed off the energy, so when it's really energetic and it's really going and it's fired up, or when I feel like the arena getting sort of dry and getting sort of, that lackluster feeling, which rarely happens in this place, that's when I try to step up and rally the troops and fire any amount of hope. And like tonight, we were down by 12 points, and I'm like, nobody's leaving, nobody's doing it. And all of a sudden, next thing you know, they're breaking out in the waves, they're dancing. So it's just probably one of the coolest things I've ever been a part of.
Obviously, the "Get in the Box" chant is one of the funniest stories because he never he didn't actually mean it. He was upset at a player in one of the first games, and the guy was chirping at the referee, and he was upset, and then he goes, "Hey, number 25, just get in the box!" And all of a sudden, everybody started saying it with him. So it really happened by accident, and that's part of the lore, I guess, of the Colorado Mammoth and Willie B.
That very first game, it was after an Avalanche game, and the crowd hung over to see lacrosse. And I didn't know what to do. I was just like, I got to get some sort of chant and make something up. So I was just like, hey, number, and I think it was like 12. I'm like, hey, I didn't know the guy's name, and I'm like, hey, number 12, get in the box, man. And so he came down and sit by me. And I was like, that was pretty good. And so the next guy got failed doing the same thing. I was like, hey, number 18, get in the box. And all of a sudden, that was it. It was a wave of people every time I said that, and I just let them take over. So now I just go, hey, number 18, and the crowd just get in the box.
Did you think when you said it the first time that it would be the phenomenon that it is?
You know what's funny is Steve Govett actually called me after that night. He goes, I don't know if that whole get in the box thing will fly. I don't know if you will be all right with it. So I'm like, let's just see how it rolls out the next game. And sure enough, next game, as soon as I would say it, they would pummel. Get in the box. So it sort of stuck. Along with the loudest house of lacrosse and a bunch of these other little, it's funny because it takes so many aspects of the Mammoth, and it's just little goofy things out of my head. The tar pit, for example, I came up with that idea on the air one time. I was on my morning show, and I was like, I wanted it to be like a black hole, like the Oakland Raiders thing happened. I go, I want to call these guys something that sit right behind me. What can I call them? And I was thinking Mammoth, Willie Mammoth, and I go, tar pit. I just call them tar pit, and that stuff. So it's just been kind of cool. I've involved a little bit with the game and helped create some of the cool stuff that's here, and as you can tell, the fans love it.
Going back to the "Get in the Box" chant, When he first said it, did you ever have any idea it'd be even on the banner behind you right now?
No, he said it as a lark. I mean, it was a joke, and he was just trying to make fun of this guy. And all of a sudden, everybody starts following along, and T-shirts are being made. And, it was just a ton of fun. But he created the tar pit. The tar pit was another one that he turned around and thought that was a funny thing to say, and people just caught on. So he's built a lot of the traditions here in this town.
My favorite memories are always the crowds, because the teams I've seen, everybody but John Gallant has been here, come and gone and stuff. Me and John Gallant, I want you guys really have man on the team, and the fans never change, man. They're always hands down the best. You saw them in here. We're losing by 10 points tonight, and there's fans with 2 minutes left on their feet, yelling, ecstatic, happy as they could be, because it's their team. The team sends everybody a great message. So I say my best memories are always from the fans. The second best memories always from the energy that these guys give themselves. I mean, literally, they kill themselves out on the court. So it's an honor to call that, to be a part of that, and to fire up some of that energy.
Any one moment or game stand out significantly to you?
Well, I mean, obviously when we won the Champions Cup, I was in Buffalo. I was with that team. I got to rush the field. I was in the locker room with them, and they're popping champagne bottles. And it was one of the coolest things I've ever been a part of. And I hope to see more of those, especially like this year.
How does it make you feel that the league has made rules because of Willie B?
Well, anytime you have somebody that's become really an icon with us, and he likes to be part of the game. He gets fired up, and we've had to adjust a little bit, but we love him so much. The game's just not the same without him, and love to have him around.
They actually made an NLL rule because of me. That's why the opposing team can't come in my box anymore. They have to go to the other box because there's been some scuffles back and forth between me and other players. There's one in particular time I remember where the guy cheap shotted Gavin Prout, and he hurt Prout. And he came in, and we exchanged some words, and he threw some water on me. Next thing you know, the refs are trying to separate us. Ed is in the booth with us. He's trying to separate us. It was one of those situations where it's just boiling point, and it was kind of cool, but at the same time, NLL now has a rule where the opposing team players can't come into my box.
I mean, his ability to kind of keep that crowd engaged. He does such a fantastic job of really getting these people excited, and he's such a great part of the show, and so much fun to be around. And he's infectious. People love to listen to him.
I'm saying, in a politically correct manner, what the energy of the arena is saying to themselves in their seat. If they miss a call, or if there's a cheap shot, or if there's a bad play or something, or we should have got a call or something, I'm saying the same thing that the fans are sitting there in their seats saying.
Willie is definitely one of a kind. He's a great individual to know, and as the voice of the Mammoth, I'm proud to know the guy and call him my friend. And as we go out there, there's not a better guy out there to represent our team on the mic, and he does just a fantastic job. And they come out and applaud us for our efforts, and it's about time that we give them some applause as well.
Talk about some of the bonds that you formed with Govin and some of the guys on the team.
Yeah, some of these guys, like I saw Langtree down here today, man, and it's one of those bonds that, I'm the announcer, they're the players, and these people sitting in these seats with the fans. But if you see these guys, I mean, they're getting choked up. They're giving everything they got, not just on the field, but in their seats. And I'm just glad to be a part of it, man. That energy, that feeling, that sort of bond that the fans have with the players, that I have with the fans and the players. It's all like one big giant happy family, and we're riding it to the end. So.